Teaching number 179. I am speaking to the world through my chosen ones. Blessed are those who have been inspired by me, because their word has been unleashed, there has been splendor in it, and I have manifested my wisdom and my will. In the beginning of time, man, endowed with intelligence and reason, began to discern, to form ideas and to raise his worship to his Lord. His spirit was forged, and when he had evolved, after great experiences, I sent Abraham, Isaac and Jacob, to be an example and trunk of a spiritual tree, parents of a large family, whose lineage would endure through the ages. Times, which would multiply and spread over the face of the earth. From there sprang the 12 tribes, full of strength and power to take to the nations the mission of teaching the true worship of the Creator and abolishing sin. I entrusted this task to the people of Israel because I saw in the first age of man many babblings and misinterpretations of my law. The simple and pure spiritual worship that I asked of my children degenerated into idolatry, material acts and abominations. Keeping me close to them, they felt very distant, and believing they were complying with the law, they sinned. When I sent prophets to humanity, they ignored them, and upon hearing their word full of zeal and righteousness, they told me, "We cannot follow you, Lord, the path is very narrow." And the Father, who is love and who vivifies and accompanies all his children, has waited for his recognition. Today you live in the third era, chosen people, and I have sent you with the same mission of awakening and advising the world. If you prepare yourselves, your inspiration will be inexhaustible, and after 1950 you will let the teaching manifest through your words as my disciples, and with it my will, my revelations, and my charity. Your love for humanity will do wonders, and you will enter a life of work and constant request, and when you have taken steps of spirituality, you should not feel superiority over those of your brothers, whose spirits still do not reach your capacity. Raise yourselves, and if it is necessary that you descend to save your spirit, do so, just as the shepherd descends to the abyss where his sheep has fallen, to rescue it and reunite it with the others that form his flock. Be good shepherds, learn to cultivate the hearts of your brothers with this teaching that is life, elevation and greatness. Never close your heart to love, and you will know how to know through it the infinite work of your Father. Be merciful to the faults of your fellow men, O beloved disciples. Blessed are those who do not judge the faults of their brothers and prevent scandal from being around them, because they manifest clarity in their hearts and know how to practice charity. Only those who know how to do it and who also know how to correct and teach with true love will have the right to judge. In the current trials in which humanity finds itself, I can tell you that I am the only one who has the right to judge, because among all men I do not see a just person who has the right to do so. When you love virtue and the errors of others hurt you, when you come to consecrate your whole life for the improvement of your spirit, you will be able to give the true example, and if with works, words, and thoughts you teach and make light in the path of your brothers, you will have managed to resemble the Divine Master, the one who, when he was on earth, showed you how you can be a perfect judge. I let the great sinners come before me, men or women, I let the great hypocrites cross my path, I allowed them to test me, interrogate me, mock me, or try to humiliate me. I well knew that they would not resist my judgment and that everyone would come to feel my divine presence. On some occasions, just one sentence was enough to move a man, in others a look or simply silence was enough, but you must know that in my attitude there was humility, dignity, love and mercy. Humility, gentleness and love were the essence of Jesus' justice, and yet humanity did not have such an inexorable judge. Who can resist true love, absolute purity, divine light? Truly I tell you, there is no force that can oppose my love. The enemies are small, the opposing forces are weak, the weapons that have been used against truth and justice have always been fragile. The fight that the forces of evil have sustained against divine justice, has seemed to you an endless contest, and yet, before eternity, it will be like an instant, and the faults committed during the time of imperfection of your spirit will remain as a weak stain that your virtue and my loving justice will take care of erasing forever. Everyone who will take my word, which is like crystal clear water, will never be thirsty again. Everyone who recognizes me in the third era in these lessons that I have come to deliver, will be strong in the great trials that are approaching humanity and will not perish. I come to prepare you so that you will not be surprised. Ignite your faith, and even when the hurricane blows and wants to extinguish your lamp, watch over it, guard it jealously and you will not remain in darkness. Today the world no longer smiles at my lessons, the spirits know that they are going through the great day of the Lord, in which all their works will be judged, and in which my gaze will penetrate to the depths of their beings. They know that their harvest is mixed with the bad seed that will make bitter fruits. Their consciences tell them that they have not complied with divine orders, that they have strayed from the path of submission and obedience, and that is why their crosses are very heavy. I have given all beings a chalice to be filled with love and good deeds, and you present me only bitterness and poison. You want to push it away because you feel you are dying and you are looking for the antidote, and I say to you, come to me, you can still recover your life, listen to me and work. Love, cast aside hatred, leave behind you the old customs that separate your steps from the path of good. Illuminate your path with my word of all times, seek the divine inheritance in the depths of your spirit, and remember my maxims that were given to you through Moses, my word and examples through Jesus. Recognize my revelations that as the Holy Spirit I have come to make to you in the third era, and you will know why you cry. But I take the chalice away from you and offer you my peace. In my word of this time you will find the same essence of that with which Jesus indoctrinated you, the same truth that I gave you in the 10 Commandments at Sinai. Anyone who wants to serve me, know beforehand that my path is one of sacrifice and dedication out of love for their fellow men. But I also tell you that I will take into account all your merits to lead you to true life. Feel my love and come to me, men of good will, raise your face and look at Christ who has returned among men fulfilling his promise. I penetrate into the depths of your heart, and there I receive the simple homage of your spirit that speaks to me through prayer and presents its purpose to follow me, to practice my teachings, to be strong and calm in the face of trials. The answer to that heartfelt and humble prayer is to offer you that I will always be with you, and that this presence will make you feel clearer in the difficult hours you are going through. The light of this era comes tearing the veil of darkness that enveloped the spirits of men, it comes breaking the chains that held them down, preventing them from reaching the true path. In truth I tell you not to think that my doctrine prohibits the investigation of all sciences. If I am the one who arouses your interest, your admiration and your curiosity, that is why I have given your spirit the gift of thought so that it can move freely wherever it wants. I have given you the light of intelligence so that you understand what you see as you pass by. That is why I tell you, investigate, scrutinize, but make sure that your way of penetrating my mysteries is respectful and humble, because then, it will be truly legitimate. I have not forbidden you to know the books that men have written, but you must be prepared so that you do not stumble and get confused. Then you will know how man began his life and his struggle and where he has arrived, and when this happens, you will have to seek my source of teachings and revelations so that I can show you the future and the end that awaits you. Prepare each one in the way that your conscience dictates. Understand that the moment of the fight will come, and that you will not then seek the shadows of a cloister to meditate, but you will face the world and the temptations, and you will not shy away from that fight for a single moment. If you do not prepare yourselves, if you do not analyze my doctrine, tomorrow a theory may arise among humanity that, although false, has overtones of truth, and it is not my will that you be left on the road as impostors, because they will try to demonstrate that my coming at this time was not true. Take advantage of your own strength to prepare yourselves, and do not waste it judging the works of others. Many times I have told you, unify yourselves, but when I speak of unification, understand that I am not only speaking of your neighborhood, but that the word encompasses the entire universe. See that I have not come to inspire you with any right. Neither in the second era nor in this one have I come to seek a throne or seat within the places that you have destined for my worship. Today I come to tell you not to offer me earthly treasures or human vanities, because you will be doing what the tempter did with Jesus in the desert, offer him his kingdom in exchange for mine. You already know that my kingdom is not in this world. That is why I became a man by being born and living in humility, to show you that to conquer the kingdom of heaven, the power and greatness of the earth are not necessary. But why should you offer me material riches if you know in advance that everything is mine? Give me what I do not yet possess, your love. It is your spirit that I come to look for, because it is a part of me and it has to return to me, but to rescue it I had to descend to it. Today it will be your spirit that will have to rise through virtue until it reaches my bosom. My disciples, you search within yourselves for thoughts and deeds that are pleasing to me in order to reach my grace, and I, who know your love and effort, grant you what you request. Those you ask of me are not earthly goods, you do not covet perishable pleasures as much as those that are lasting, you are on your way to eternal life, where you will rest from your struggle. Saturate yourselves with the essence contained in my word, and if there is pain in you, console yourselves thinking that in it you will find a light that will always be pointing out the eternal life. That same pain will not allow the spirit to sleep or become vain, it will be like dew that refreshes and enlivens the heart. In all times I have spoken to you of eternal life, of that path that the spirit travels and that has no end, in which it develops, perfects itself and reaches its Lord. So that you would have an example to feel and follow, I came in the second era. I limited myself in Jesus, I was born and lived as a man, I complied with divine and human laws, I felt the rigors of this life, I worked to make bread, but on these fulfillments I delivered to the world my message of love and tenderness. When the time for preaching and deeds had come, I consecrated my spirit to the fulfillment of that mission. Not everyone has been able to understand that the spirit is before the flesh. And of that doctrine of love that I gave you, you have presented me with very few fruits. How fragile is your heart! Many say they love me and are unaware of the benefits of my teaching. At that time, when I revealed to my disciples that I would return among men, they asked me when the fulfillment of my prophecies would take place, and I told them, "Watch and pray and you will contemplate them." Many were expecting me to come very soon, and it is at this time that I have come as a judge, to prepare the path of all beings. If they opened their spiritual eyes, they would contemplate me descending on the white cloud and from there sending countless rays of light over the earth. Who will be able to analyze the essence of my spirit, if I am light and divine love, if there is no material form in me? I have come to you in humility, the virtue that I teach you is the same that I preached in the second era. I want to bring myself closer to your heart so that you recognize my new manifestation. There are many who, due to fear or lack of study, have not evolved and practice only the law of Moses, without recognizing the coming of the Messiah, and others who, believing in Jesus, have not waited for the promised comforting Spirit, and I have descended for the third time and they have not waited for me. The angels have announced these revelations and their voice has filled the space. Have you recognized them? It is the spiritual world that has come among you to bear witness to my presence. Everything that has been written will be fulfilled. The destruction that has been unleashed will overcome the pride and vanity of man, and he, humble, will look for me to call me Father. Love me and you will recognize me. In this way the supplication for the peace of the nations will spring from your heart. I love all of you, and when you return to me already prepared, I will make an alliance pact with men, and there will be joy in the Father and in the children. Those who waited for me, have not been surprised at my word given through man. The others have denied that the Master has again manifested himself in this form to the world. But I say to you, pray and analyze, study the prophecies, listen to the voice of conscience in the depths of yourselves, and you will know how to answer any question that is asked of you. I bless you, people. I have given you life and I am encouraging you on the path of evolution, because I love you. I have given man and inferior beings the necessary elements to live. You all live within me and are subject to my will. I have told you that, the leaf of the tree does not move without my will. To live you have the air you breathe, the sun that warms your body, the waters and the fruits that feed you, but to you who are endowed with spirit, I grant you to penetrate into my arcana so that you may know everything necessary for your spiritual elevation. Your spirit will not die, while material nature exists today and will no longer be tomorrow, because I have formed it to be the servant of man, and after fulfilling its destiny, it will disappear. The earth, the plants, the animals, pay a tribute of gratitude to their God. All creation bows down and submits to the laws. The beasts in the jungle love each other, they do not kill beings of their own kind, and if they do so, it is to feed themselves. They respect their companion, they do not multiply before their time, they do not censor themselves. And you, men, do the opposite, because you have free agency and your own will, but I have given you the conscience and the law to illuminate your path. Wake up, open your eyes to the light of my teaching, and if you are to come to me, why do you slow down? Do not make the day painful. Let the Spirit seek me, love me and understand me, and in your prayer and practice be strengthened and revived. I prepare you so that you zealously fulfill my law, and thus you can teach and be the staff of your brothers. I want you to love me as a father and look at me in the perfect work of my creation. In the crystal clear water of the streams, in the greenery of the fields, in the air that caresses your cheeks, in the sky strewn with stars, do not deny me, do not give me that pain. See that I am pouring myself out in essence to feed your spirit, I am healing lepers of body and spirit, because just as the body needs food to live, the spirit needs spiritual sustenance, it needs love, communication with its Father, the fulfillment of duties. In this harmony you will be able to live happily today on earth and tomorrow in the spiritual mansion. My love is with you. My inspiration is translated into words through the minds of these prepared creatures. They are my interpreters and I manifest myself according to their preparation and spiritual capacity. You could all be my spokespersons. Man is too small to receive the power of my divinity, but I send a limited ray to the understanding, to make you understand and that my word be pronounced by your lips, and I tell you, come to receive the love of your master and the teaching to quench your thirst for knowledge. Some of you feel fear and I ask you, why do you harbor that fear, if I have always been with all my children, if you have me in your heart? My love has been great for you, and that is why I have chosen you from different regions and nations, because you need me so much. You have made a commitment to me because in times past you did not fulfill your mission, and it is necessary to speed up your steps so that you can reach me clean and pure, just as you sprang from me. You have not yet perfected yourselves and you are already in the consummation of time. I have spoken to you through man for a long time in this age. I have spoken to you in a parable, and if you read the writings where my word is printed and was transmitted by the first spokesman, you will appreciate my patience and feel pain for your negligence. In all the congregations where the people gather, I have poured out my essence and I have told you, study yourselves, so that you understand your brothers. Feel their pain, love them as I love you. I have come in search of that part of my spirit that is in you and that belongs to me, to rescue it. I come to declare war, but not on humanity, but on sin, on evil. In this fight that is already between you, you must remain strong. Put your gifts into practice, so that as you do good, they multiply and are inexhaustible. If I speak to you of regeneration, it is because you have lost the grace and purity with which I adorned you and that you should have preserved through the ages. I told you that I would come in the cloud and that my angels would also come. And have these prophecies not been fulfilled? Has not my spiritual realm spoken to you, corroborating all my words? Great tests will come and shake the earth. By then, I don't want you looking for me as a judge, seek me as Father and Master. I will teach you the true path of life, love and humility, so that you do not seek a crown or a scepter. If you want to be great, be humble. I want you to be united, because after 1950 you will not hear the word of your Father through the spokesman, and your spirit will seek an incentive to continue on this path, and many of you will be weak like Peter, and others will doubt like Thomas, but who will imitate John? Truly I tell you, that if you love me as that favorite disciple, you will see me in all my splendor, and I will tell you, come to me, afflicted hearts, I am a father and I feel the pain of all my children. Pray and you will feel very close to the Cyrenian helping you to carry your cross. Conform and be strong in trials, and your sorrows will be light. I have prepared this nation and its inhabitants to manifest my doctrine, so that the people can lift their spirits and contemplate in the afterlife the second Jerusalem, the promised spiritual land where they will meet with the patriarchs at the end of time. My will is that in this nation the different races mix, that those who, tired of wars and discord, seek a place to meditate on my teachings, find peace, and those who are hungry for spirituality have the manifestation of my spirit that fills them with light and consolation, so that from the material valley they can contemplate the thresholds of the superior life where the spirit must dwell and see the fulfillment of my word. I will give splendor to this nation. It will not only rise spiritually, but materially it will attain power. Its lands will be fruitful, in its inhabitants there will be energy and moral strength, and the spirit prepared by me will give proof of elevation and knowledge of my law. And when the men of the world approaches and contemplates my work in you, they will feel the desire to amend their lives and will seek the natural principles that help them in their restitution, they will meditate on the law, they will seek my word and their spirit will be in contact with me again. I will speak to them secretly and lovingly, and I will place them at the beginning of the road, and from this stage they will begin to climb to ascend the mountain where I am waiting for them. Not everyone will hear my word at this time in the same way that I speak to you, my disciples, but know that everyone who seeks me will find me. My inspiration will be in everyone who loves me, and you will bear witness to this. If you have risen to fulfillment before others, prepare their way by giving an example of love and humility. Stay close to me. Let the eyes of your spirit open and let your heart perceive my love. Let everything you hear and feel be kept in your being, so that tomorrow, remembering and analyzing my word, you can teach your brothers. Do not waste these lessons that are pages of the book of wisdom that I now give you for your salvation. I receive you, and in you I receive all my children. My wisdom descends on all my disciples who have known how to prepare their understanding in their hearts. I come as light and strength, as peace and love to your hearts, so that you do not feel weakness before men. You clothe yourselves with patience, knowing that you have come to fulfill the noble mission of establishing brotherhood and peace in the world, because you know that you have to ensure that the will of the Heavenly Father is fulfilled. You must be like sentinels who watch over that mandate not yet fulfilled. My voice incessantly calls man to the path of the law, and you, who were the first to receive my revelations at this time, have come to be the last, so that you can contemplate how the multitudes come to me. But since you are one of those who first recognized me, you are obliged to be an example within my teaching, to be like a staff for your brothers. Since your mission is so great, I see that you still lack courage and faith to be the apostles of the third era. You still have in your life moments of weakness, of despair, and of struggle within yourselves. Overcome all barriers. Your heart has already felt the greatness of my work. You have verified that my word is encouraging. In my teaching you have learned to pray to free yourself from temptation. The Master does not want you to continue wasting time. See how humanity in some senses has achieved progress, but I want its progress to be complete, that human and spiritual life harmonize. This lifetime is a beautiful opportunity for your spirit to progress. Walk, grow, evolve, see how everything in creation evolves and transforms. In the beginning you were similar to the atom in your smallness, but by the intelligence with which I endowed you, you have managed to take into your hands the elements that nature possesses, to make use of them. Since you came to dwell on earth, the law was already waiting for you, and since then the Father has been revealing the spiritual life to you, directing you to the home where you will come to rest and enjoy peace after the struggle to achieve your purification. Always listen to the voice of your conscience so that it tells you whether or not you have complied with the law. Parable. Hearken, a man was found on a mountain. He knew the mountains, the forests, and the roads, where he went in search of sustenance for his family. One time, in the midst of his loneliness, he heard a voice that said, I contemplate you, man, and I see your struggle. That is why I come to you, because I am the life that throbs in everything created. But listen, get up, go and join those who belong to you and tell them what you have heard and what feeling you have not been able to see, and when they are convinced of what you already believe, form with them the beginning of a people, raise them up in pursuit of the fulfillment of the promise of a land that I have prepared for them. That man, upon hearing that voice, felt his heart beat strongly and did not dare to raise his face to contemplate the one who spoke to him in this way. He felt that an unknown force penetrated his being, as if a heavenly light flooded his spirit with courage. When that voice fell silent, he felt the fatigue of his body depart. At the same time, on his spirit he experienced that of a responsibility. He immediately left in search of his own to testify what had happened, and since he was a righteous man, everyone believed his word. The man said, that voice I heard told me about a road, but of all the ones I know, I don't know which one it is. Perhaps there is one that leads to some great city, or perhaps leads to an extensive land of vineyards. One night, lying in bed, he heard the voice in his conscience, no longer in his senses, which told him, your eyes do not know the path, because it is only visible to the conscience, it is the path of my law. And then he heard the precepts that spoke of loving God above all creation, of not worshipping him through figures created by imagination or fanaticism, and he also heard about love for one another. That was the path of love and good. When the man woke up, he understood that all of that had been a divine revelation made to his spirit. Again he gave testimony to his family of what he had received in dreams, and full of faith and obedience he gathered all his family, so that with their union they would form the seed of a strong and great people. It is my parable of this day in which I speak to you about Moses, that spirit with whom the guides of this time have a resemblance. The one who prayed in silence and communicated with his Father, the one who led his people on a long journey through the desert, the same one who, faced with the weakness of the multitudes, broke the tablets of the law against the ground. 3 ages have passed, and today I ask you, who among you knows the way? Who is the one who truly prepares to listen to the voice of the Eternal? Where are those who can tell me, as your brothers did in other times, Lord, if it is necessary to sacrifice my existence for the good of your work, may your will be done in me? Today I do not find anyone who speaks like this to his master. How are you going to make my word known to the world at this time? It is necessary that you unite, so that my work of love and purity is recognized. If you present it through rites, symbols, or beliefs, you will not be able to shake the spirit of your brothers. Instead, if with your works you give the example of love, my law will be known and respected. Study my word, because in it you will hear the voice of the Father, who through your conscience will always point out the path and will allow you to contemplate the perfection that you are achieving in it. Just as you scrutinize and marvel at the sight of the human body, which is only the outer form of man, as so immerse yourselves in the contemplation and study of the Spirit, for only then will you know its greatness. Fight, and although your fight is intense, do not get tired of testifying of my truth. Do good even if you have to go as far as sacrifice. You have the mission to save your brothers. I give you my blessing and forgiveness. My peace be with you.